In the summer of 2004, I built the first version of Steve the Monster, but since he was very heavily inspired by monsters from Sesame Street, I really had no intentions of turning him into an original character. I just wanted a puppet to practice with.
This is viewer-supported East Tennessee Public TV.
At the time, I was an intern at East Tennessee PBS. We were coming up on our summer pledge drive, and Missy Wright, their usual puppeteer, was unavailable, so I volunteered to substitute for her. Steve made his debut on East Tennessee PBS August 9, 2004. Having never worked on live TV before and knowing I couldn't fix any mistakes, it was rather nerve-wracking at first, but with the monitor at my feet taking all my focus, I quickly became comfortable with the setup. I even got my biggest laugh my first day in the studio.
Is that Steve or Stevie? No. Did I make a mistake? Is it Steve?
I thought I told you not to call me that.
Oops, that was a slip, Steve.
This was really the only aspect of Steve's character I had already established.
There, Stevie! I would like to see you lift a chair over your body!
Don't call me Stevie.
In the beginning, Steve really had no personality to speak of because I really didn't know what kind of character he should be. Over time, however, other PBS Teamsters such as Chris Smith, Richard Tyndall, and Russ Manning helped shape his personality, including turning him into a little pint-sized Casanova wannabe.
I saw you, and you know what?
What?
I think you're kind of cute.
Oh, well, thanks.
Well, you're welcome.
Steve went over really well and was brought back for ensuing pledge drives, even alongside Missy and her character Carla when they returned. But soon afterwards, they stopped having pledge drives for sound reasons. On December 26, 2007, Steve made his YouTube debut, and since it was the first time I had done anything with him since the demise of our PBS pledge drives, I made it his big comeback.
Oh, hello there. I see you can make it to my comeback. Well, I'm sorry, but I cannot sign any autographs at this moment. But, I'll tell you what. You catch me later, and I'll sign anything you want. I'll even sign your butt.
The original batch of Steve videos really had no structure whatsoever. I wasn't even sure where I was going with them, other than I knew it was providing me with an outlet to fulfill my passion for puppetry. The original videos were very spontaneous. Whatever little idea popped into my head, I would just simply tape it and put it on YouTube. Slowly but surely, Steve did begin to draw a rather small but certainly dedicated following. After a couple of months of building up a catalog of uploads and also developing my sensibilities, I had a better idea of where I was going with Steve. In addition to little informal bits, he would also do humorous little sketches.
Ocean, here I come! Ow.
And there were even times where Steve would get topical.
You mean to tell me all this time a survey had to be done just to prove to people that kids don't like clowns?
Well, when we come back, we're going to be talking with some doctor guy who's going to explain to us why we all get sick this time of year.
When we come back, are the farms of the marsupial companies telling the truth about teenage drug abuse? More on that, as well as some insight from our special guest, a teenage rug who said he had been abused.
After a number of months, I discovered that Steve's videos eventually garnered a total of 10,000 views. In today's figures, that isn't an impressive number at all. But in 2008, for a small channel with only a few little videos, it was a big deal. So naturally, Steve had to thank his fans for helping him reach such a milestone.
I decided I wanted to thank you all and give you all a shout out in the form of a rap. What? You don't think Purple Monsters can rap? Well, listen to this. Word. Yo, listen up, be as quiet as a mouse, cause Steve the Monster is in the house. Wanna give a shout out to all my peeps, none of whom are really creeps. Yeah, I know, that was just so bad, but the rest of this rap's gonna be real rad.
Steve was soon becoming something of an obscure celebrity in his own right, making cameo appearances in webcomics, and even getting mentioned in other YouTube videos.
Let's see, Steve the Monster's autograph? Oh, no, never mind.
Realizing I had a number of people following me, I decided to start interacting with my subscribers. The spring of 2009 saw Dear Steve, A week of new episodes in which Steve would respond to messages and requests from subscribers with some varying results.
Dear Steve, I would like to see you do a video telling us what you thought about the Muppet Christmas special, Letters to Santa.
Oh! The letter to Santa! Oh, I mailed that out 4 months ago. Oh.
Cammy wants to see Steve brush his teeth today.
I gave my teeth a nice brushing, using my paintbrush and using a fine coating of that fluoride-free, safe-to-swallow, lead-based paint.
There, Stevie! I would like to see you lift a chair over your body.
Oh boy. Boy, this is heavier than my hands thought. Wait, hold on. Here we go. All Pooh wants me to do is reach in there and get a picture of Tommy. Yeah, and just take your picture and whoa!
Steve, we think it'd be really cool if you would babysit Joe's pet rabbit, Tommy.
Do you think I'm that stupid to throw myself in there again? And okay, I'll do it. I don't suppose there's any chance you'll sit still and let me sit on you, is there?
March 31st, 2011, after a 2-year hiatus, Steve returned to YouTube with new videos. Because Steve was returning to YouTube, I wanted to try things I hadn't before to make his newer videos stand out from his older ones. I also tried different things like putting Steve into plots that took him into different places, such as outdoors and the real world. Steve even ran for president during the 2012 elections.
I am office announcing that as of today, I, Steve the Monster, am running for the president of the US of A!
And Steve is certainly happy that he's broadened his exposure across the internet to the point that he's gotten significant recognition.
Who doesn't love me? After all, I'm the greatest, funniest, cleverest, wittiest, prettiest, most awesome purple monster anybody ever